Hey folks, today is Friday, May 2nd, 2025. As usual, my name is Jake Valdino, here to talk about the video game news that has been going on this week. I am on the road, traveling, checking out some video games, but a lot of stuff to talk about. Quite a week in terms of good news and bad news. Let's jump in first with the interesting news. We might have a little bit of a better idea of when Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming. Sort of. Specifically because of Borderlands, of all games. Yes, Borderlands 4, in case you missed it, got a big lengthy state of play this week through PlayStation, and we got a lot more gameplay. I actually think this one looks pretty interesting. I'm pretty keen on checking it out for sure, but what came after that is a bit more interesting in terms of speculation and stuff. So Borderlands 4 was originally scheduled to release September 23rd of this year, 2025, but head of Gearbox Randy Pitchford took to social media to put out an announcement video saying that, according to him, development has gone so well on the game and things are looking good that they are actually able to put the game out earlier, actually, quite a bit. So earlier in September 12th, 2025 versus September 23rd. That's very cool, and especially if the state of the game is good and polished and they can put it out early as a treat for those hardcore Borderlands fans, that is an absolute win. But of course, a lot of people are speculating that there's more to this. As you might know, Borderlands, developed by Gearbox Software. Gearbox Software is owned by Take-Two, the big megacorp that also works with Rockstar Games and owns Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that. So a lot of people assume that, well, they're investing in both of these things. They don't want to put out Borderlands 4 to then have it be completely dumpstered and hit by a meteorite with what will inevitably be the big Grand Theft Auto 6 release that we've talked about kind of overshadows everything. Even if games are kind of for different player bases or different fans or different genres, a lot of developers just don't want to release near a Grand Theft Auto game. And it seems like even internally with Take-Two, it would make sense for them to not put out Borderlands right around Grand Theft Auto 6. So all that stuff I was leading up to doesn't matter at all. I'm in an airport in the middle of Finland, but Rockstar just announced the Grand Theft Auto 6 release date. GTA 6 is coming May 26th, 2026. That is far away. That's like a year away, especially considering many people were expecting to see it fall of this year. So there you have it. The official release date as of right now, unless it gets delayed again, God willing, is May 26th, 2026. And yeah, the world is going to have to wait way longer. But it's like Shigeru Miyamoto once said, rush games are no good, man. Sometimes you got to take a while and make it a little better, because if it sucks, that's not good. The statement that they put out does say, with every game we have released, the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations, and Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. We hope that you understand that we need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve. So there you have it. Boy, it just feels like that's a really long time from now. Are we all gonna be around? Is that too dark for this video?
Didn't Strauss say that he felt really confident about the fall release date very recently?
Yeah. Strauss Zelnick did say that they were doing it, and now here he is. So don't listen to CEOs. Are you a Borderlands fan? Is this good news for you? I'd definitely like to hear. So let us know in the comments. Next up, begun. The price wars have. Sorry, I will not do that. Don't. Andrew, delete that, please. The price wars have begun, or they're continuing. Of course, we've talked a lot about Nintendo Switch 2, the price of the console, but also the fact that some of their flagship titles are going to cost $80 in the US, much more around the world. And now Xbox is following suit, announcing that the price of their hardware, accessories, and games are going to be increasing significantly. Xbox Series X is going up by $100 US. Xbox Series S is going up by roughly $80 US. A base Xbox controller is going to cost $65 US. And some new flagship Xbox games are moving from $70 to $80 this holiday season. So there you have it. There's a lot of reasons for this. Of course, the trend of games becoming more expensive just because there's the production budgets are so bloated and all of that. And of course, the tariffs and all the trade warring shit going on with the United States as well. And I've seen online people are starting to make this a console war thing, but it is worth noting that PlayStation did raise their prices in a lot of international countries not too long ago. And a lot of people are expecting, and I expect, that their prices overall in the US everywhere are going to go up as well, because when one pebble falls, all the pebbles fall. Does that sound deep? Does that sound interesting? Is that a good metaphor? Essentially, it's a tough pill to swallow. It sucks. And it makes even talking about games harder, because to recommend them when they cost even more, they were already expensive. Along with that, just it's always interesting to see the big corporations be the first ones to jump on things like right now, the tariffs and stuff like that, to increase their prices. When they're the ones that, theoretically could weather a storm like this, they are the first to take advantage. And then those prices are never going back down. So not to be a bummer, but yeah.
Next up, before we keep going, this might not come as a big surprise to you, but you're online right now. You're probably like me, you're online all the time, right? Browsing, communicating, working, gaming, whatever. The reality is, though, the internet isn't always safe from malware, phishing attacks, malvertising, DDoS attacks, you name it. There's so much that can go wrong, there's so much that can happen, and it's good to be protected. And thankfully, that's where today's sponsor, NordVPN, comes in. Whether you're out and about using a public Wi-Fi network on your phone, or you're at home on your PC or anything like that, with NordVPN, it's super easy to use. You just switch it on and then you're protected. And all of your data stays safe behind a wall of next generation encryption. They have tons of VPN servers all around the world, so you have choice, and that protection also comes with some fun. Maybe you want to watch something on your favorite streaming service, it's not available in your country or territory. Well, with NordVPN, you can switch it on, choose the country, and then you get access to that content. So it's like a nice bonus feature, but they have tons of other bonus features, including threat protection. You can just switch that on and then your device is protected from a bunch of stuff, malicious sites, harmful downloads, you name it. Either way, it's great to stay protected with a VPN. Look, I've said it before, but like whether you're using it on your PC, your laptop, your mobile devices, you don't have to be a computer genius to set it up. It's easy to do NordVPN, and they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee too, so you should check it out. To get the best deal, click the link in the description down below or head to nordvpn.com/gameranx. There, you'll get a huge discount and 4 additional months. Again, that's nordvpn.com/gameranx. Check it out, and big thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the news.
Next up, in some other industry news, EA has reportedly restructured and resulted in laying off quite a bunch of people, with Bloomberg reporting somewhere between 300 and 400 people laid off across EA. I'll link the source and everything I talk about. It'll all be linked in the description down below, but it's worth noting a lot of attention has been pointed to Respawn, which has had significant layoffs. Apparently something like 5% of its workforce, I believe, was the number. But with that, it seems like a number of their projects were canceled, like an incubated project, like something like a more experimental thing that they were cooking on, as well as apparently some sort of new Titanfall game. I'll stop you there for a second. It was an extraction shooter set in the Titanfall universe. Apparently it was pretty far along, but yeah. That's difficult for me to hear. I don't like hearing people losing their jobs, of course. In the gaming industry, it's pretty intense. But also, Titanfall existing again. We've talked about it for so long, but it essentially was going to be something that, I don't know if a lot of people really wanted. I think there are a lot of extraction shooters out there already in one way or another. A lot of people are starting to follow that trend. As you probably know, Arc Raiders is getting some tests and stuff right now. It seems like people are enjoying that. People are also playing Marathon. Opinions are a little bit mixed on that one, but there's a lot out there. And I didn't necessarily want Titanfall to be an extraction shooter. Either way, I would have been happy to have at least seen Titanfall something have a chance. And it seems like as of right now, that's not going to be a thing. EA and Respawn have said that they are doubling down essentially on like what they have, their properties and stuff like that. So like the next Star Wars Jedi game and stuff like that still seem to be moving along. Next, a bunch of video game trailers. The first is a new one for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate. With release dates. So this is cool. This game is like right up my alley. I like these old school beat 'em ups. This is on Xbox consoles June 24th and on PlayStation May 20th. The people behind it making this game, they know what they're doing with this genre, so I'm excited for it. Also, that fantasy Ming Dynasty Souls-like style game, Wuchang Fallen Feathers. A lot of people have talked about this on PlayStation, but it's also on PC. It's published by 505 Games. This finally got a release date. It's going to be July 24th. 2025. This definitely looks interesting. Yes, as a Souls-like, obviously, but also they're just doing some general character action stuff that seems cool and kind of unique. Also, in case you missed it, if you're on PlayStation, Forza Horizon 5 is now on PlayStation platforms, PS5. That's wild. If you're on PlayStation, enjoy. As a guy who likes racing games, this is a really damn good one. So you should consider checking it out. I don't know if we're going to have time to revisit it in a new Before You Buy, but I'll link below. Check out our Before You Buy for Forza Horizon 5 when it originally came out. Also, in terms of new releases on Xbox Series X and S in-game preview, you can now play Towerborne. This is just a really cool concept for a game, kind of like a 2D beat-em-up that you can play with friends. Kind of like, it feels like a couch co-op style game, but like it has RPG character building and roguelite elements and stuff like that. Just a damn good idea. I did play a little bit of it, and I do think it's cool. Also, MotoGP 25 is out for those of you guys that like that style of racing. On Steam right now, the reviews are a little mixed, so maybe look into it. But yeah. Also, Days Gone Remastered dropped. I was able to check this out for a little bit. We did like a quick Before You Buy, like just some first impressions and stuff like that. I do think it looks better. I think it performs pretty well. I think nighttime has been improved with the lighting and stuff like that. And the new Horde mode is a lot of fun. So it's nice for that franchise, Days Gone, to have a breath of fresh air. Even if we may not ever get a sequel, I don't know, part of me still hopes that we do, just because this game, even with its couple of little issues like and stuff here and there, is still just really cool. And we don't always get games like this. So now you can check it out on PS5. It's cleaned up, it's nicer, and yeah. Also, in terms of game releases, like the fallout from the big game releases from the last week or so, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 has announced it has sold over 1 million copies, which is really cool for this style of game. I really just like to see that, and I hope more comes of that studio, Sandfall Interactive. I think they nailed it with this one. And then Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered as well. People have been jumping on that quite a bit, and it's worth noting that Bethesda has seemingly opened up essentially fan suggestions. They've opened up to fan suggestions, and Eurogamer did a good job kind of collecting from, Elder Scrolls Reddit's essentially what fans want in terms of like difficulty and level scaling improvements. For me personally, I think a little bit more optimization and stability stuff. Also, maybe a little bit of a color filter. I know modders have already done that, but yeah, I think it's a good remaster overall. It has some issues, so I'm hoping that Bethesda and the developer behind this specifically can implement some fixes and patches and stuff fairly quickly. That would be good to see. Oh, but in case you missed it, even if you don't care about Fortnite specifically, this is big news. Fortnite is coming back to the iOS App Store specifically because of that whole Epic versus Apple court thing that's been going on for years. According to Variety, the courts found Apple willfully violated court order in Epic Games' suit. So apparently, Apple was found to just not be playing fair, not be playing nice, and this is kind of like a prevention of Apple's anti-competitive moves. It's a little bit long and complicated, but essentially now Fortnite is coming back to the Apple App Store, but along with that, in the United States now, developers have to worry less about like Apple taking a massive cut of their profits and stuff like that. So hopefully this is a good move for mobile game developers, kind of like smaller studios putting their game or like porting their games onto the Apple App Store, and just app developers in general. I want to use Tim Sweeney of Epic's words here. He said, "No fees on web transactions. Game over for the Apple tax. Apple's 15 to 30% junk fees are now just as dead here in the United States of America as they are in Europe under the Digital Markets Act. Unlawful here, unlawful there." He said, "We will return Fortnite to the US iOS App Store next week." So there you have it. Hopefully that's a positive development for just like, kind of like free web development, game development, app development ecosystem stuff for the future. And if you're just a Fortnite junkie and you're in the United States on iOS, now you'll be able to get your fix again. But that's everything going on in the gaming news world. We got to get back to work here, but I definitely want to know what you think about everything. Of course, the Xbox game prices. Is anyone going to comment and be like, "I love this, this is great"? No, of course you're not. But like, let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you think about the new game releases we talked about this week, what you're playing from the last couple of weeks. Of course, we have that pinned comment down below, so let us know for feedback and stuff, like what exactly you're playing. It helps for our research. But also, let's talk about the Respawn thing. And of course, Borderlands 4. Are you excited for Borderlands 4? Let's talk about anything down in the comments. We'll be down there as much as possible, but if you want to yell at me directly, because things get a little crazy, just find me on all the social medias and YouTube. Just look up Jake Baldino everywhere. But thank you for being here. I'm looking forward to hearing from you down there. But if you like what we do, we get you caught up on the news real quick every week. I never miss. Been doing it for like 8 years straight. Clicking the like button's all you got to do. It really helps us out. And if you're new, consider subscribing and maybe hitting that notification bell, because we put out videos every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Pizza's on me.